Hello again and welcome to another video. This is our BMW M140i Shadow Edition. This car was registered end of January 2019. It's on a 68 plate. The car has covered 14,300 miles with full service history. It's had 2 owners in total from new, and it's got some really nice spec on it. We're going to start off going around the car and showing you all of the paintwork, etc., and everything that we've done to the car, and talk a bit about the car. So all of our cars are machine polished and detailed to a really high level, and 2 people spend a whole day and sometimes a little bit over that machine polishing the outside and doing the interior. Each of them specializes in a different area. Now if we come in close, you'll notice on the Shadow Edition, the inner part of the headlight, just if I just get my hand, just in here along the bottom, is finished in black, whereas on the non-Shadow Edition, that's finished in silver. You've also got these really nice black gloss grills. Now the previous owner on this car has put some grills over the top of the BMW grills, and from experience, I know that some of the plastic grills down here, the BMW ones, can get cracked by stones hitting them. So I think that was not just for looks, but to actually protect it as well. Now these can come off, they're only clipped in. So if you wanted those taken out, we can. I thought we'd leave them on there and leave it down to the next person that purchases the car to decide. Now if we come in really close, the paintwork is really nice. There are no chips. There's not even any of that peppering that you get on the paintwork. You can see it's really, really clean and sharp. And this is the other bit just down here, this bottom section, which gets peppered, and here, and you can see it's really nice. Got a little M badge on there as well. And then just down on this side, if we come over, you see really good down there as well. No chipping up around this area, and also on the side. Important to just check along the bottom there. And then if we come up onto the top, another area where you sometimes get chipping is along here, and that is all in lovely condition, no chips there. And then onto the bonnet itself, nothing. I'm just having a good look around myself off camera, and I can't really see anything. I mean, it's only done, like I say, 14,000 miles, so no, the bonnet is really clean all over, and it's got a really lovely shine. Look at that shine. These great LED lights as well. The lenses just goes to show that it all matches up. They're not peppered either. The lenses are nice and clean as well. So let's come up onto the screen, and the screen is very clear as well. There's no peppering on the windscreen. It's in really nice condition. We come up onto the top edge of the roof. Another area you sometimes get chipping, but there's nothing there. And I'm just having a good look round myself. There's nothing, there's no scratches, there's no bird dropping marks, you know, where the paint gets eaten into. So the roof and the rear spoiler, completely free of any damage. There's nothing there at all. You see that lovely shine on there as well. It's a little bit overcast outside, so we're relying on the bright lights in the showroom. So let's just come back out. So on the Shadow Edition, you also get these darker, I forget what they're usually Orbit Grey, but they're like a darker grey on the Shadow Edition. And it's running on Pirelli Pilot 4s, and all of the tyres, I think they're all on about sort of 6-7 mil at least. They're like new. They've not had a lot of use, so they must have been put on fairly recently. All the brake discs are all in lovely condition as well. And then up round this filler cap, let's pop that open as well. You can see really nice and clean. And also, because we've got this new fuel now, this runs on the E10 and even E25. So no problems there. So one of the other things you get on the Shadow Edition is the sun protection glass on the rear. And then the rear lights as well. These are smoked, so they're a darker colour. Obviously we've got the lights on at the moment, but they're a smoked lens. And then we've got rear parking sensors. Let me just move around to the back. So we've got rear parking sensors. And the previous ones, they've done a few little modifications. Well, I wouldn't call them modifications, aesthetic modifications. The tips on the back of this car have been replaced with a slightly angled design. They look really nice actually. The BMW ones are just completely flush, and there's just a little bit more shape to these ones. And then up on the rear badge, this is also finished in black, and I don't think, yeah, that's not a wrap. I think that's something that goes over the top, so it's not going to peel off or anything. And then we've got the M140 badge in black as well. Let's just come back out again. You can see these tyres. If I just come down, I've got loads of tread. Still got all the little spiky bits around the tyre. Come out again. If we look down the side of the car, you can see not had any damage. There's no previous paintwork or anything. There's no rippling. Panels are really nice and true. Let's just come out. There you go. I'll show you from the front as well, looking back. I'll just point out actually, just to complete, the badges on the side have also been replaced as well. And what you can do, or what we can have done at a small cost, is these mirrors can be finished in black if you wish as well, black gloss. And the little canards or little trims down here that are in grey, they could be finished black as well. So let's just take you around and show you this side, down the side. Let's try and get some focus. All of the wheels are in lovely condition. And from the back. And then what we'll do, we'll take a look inside now. So, the Shadow Edition gets the Harman Kardon sound system. We can get it in focus. There we go. So there's a lot more speakers on the Harman Kardon system, and so you get a better amplifier. You get the speakers down underneath the seat, up in front of the navigation there as well. So much more fuller sound. Now if we look at the door card, we've got the brushed aluminium trim, and we've also got the black gloss finisher because the trim continues inside. Now this door card, I'm just looking, there's no damage on there whatsoever, and nothing down the outside edge. All underneath, all lovely and clean. All of the door shuts, or the door shut. And the rubbers. Sorry, it's a little bit glary. There we go. And then we've got, let's move this seat back a fraction actually. So the Dakota leather is in really nice condition. We've got this little bolster button here, which inflates the bolsters here and here to grip you into the seat more. Sorry about the glare. All the original mats. There's no damage on the dash. The brushed aluminium continues down here. This is the iDrive wheel where you can write on the top of it as well to put destinations for your sat nav in, etc. We've also got heated seats, which is another optional extra on the Shadow Edition. The professional media. We'll show you more of that when we come around the other side. All of the black gloss trim has all been machine polished. The rear door card, again, all in lovely condition. No damage from seat belts getting jammed in the door or anything like that. And the shuts, shut again. Cool. It's like snow blindness, sorry. It's been a busy day. You have to forgive me. Right, let's take a look. The back of the seats. Let's try and get this, there we go. No damage, the netting's all in nice condition. No scuff marks. Come down onto the leather seats. Arm to the back, got the folding headrests up there as well. All in really nice condition. It's not hardly been satin in the back there. That's just your natural creases on the leather. Okay, so we'll start up at the top here. There's no scuffing up here actually. Usually you get a few little marks where things have slipped around in the boot, but it's completely clean. The parcel shelf is all in lovely condition. And if we come along here as well, it's the only problem with videoing a white car in a very white showroom. There's a lot of glare, so I'm trying, I'm poking this screen to try and keep it in focus. Okay, right. You'll also see along the top of the bumper here, just how clean that is. I mean, it's really lovely. And there's no plastic scuff marks along here. All the boot carpets are really, really nice. There's no stains, there's no marks, no hairs, it's not had any animals in it or anything like that. It's completely clean. If we take a look under here, you've got your foam pack and pump, and your battery, all lovely and clean. We'll come out of there, move around to the driver's side rear, and again, door card on this side, no damage on there, no scratches or anything, all lovely and clean. There it goes again, that light. Okay, and then I'll show you the shut as well. And then if I can get this in focus, there we go. What you sometimes find is seat belts get caught here and scuff marks and dents, but this one's absolutely lovely. No marks and all clean all the way around. And then if we look at the back of the driver's seat, the base, all this creasing here is just normal. It's just the way the leather, it's just lack of use. It's not really had any so I'll just keep that in focus. Okay, so one thing I will just show you is Under all the door handles, you've got these lovely little LED lights. It's under all of the handles, so it lights up at night. Just turn these lights off. And there are some little puddle lights under here as well. Let's take a look at the shut on this side. All lovely and clean. No scuffing on the driver's side. And all of the rubbers all the way around. If we have a look at the driver's seat, the bolster, all in really nice condition. And the door card on the driver's side, the one that gets all the use, is actually also in lovely condition. There we go. Now we've also got on this car, drops his paperwork, the folding mirrors. Now I'll start the car up because it sort of shuts down after a while. So we can press this little button here, the mirrors fold in both sides. You can also do this with the key when you're locking the car up by pressing and holding the button. We've got auto dipping on the near side mirror, and that's dependent on which side you leave this switch. Obviously this does left and right wing mirrors, but it also turns on or off the auto dipping. Auto lights, etc. Really nice M Sport steering wheel with voice control, and then on the other side we've got the speed limiter. I don't know if you heard that noise, but there's a valve on the near side exhaust. What you'll see at the moment is the steam's coming out of this side and not much on that side. What mode are we in? We're in Eco Pro, so now if we put it into Sport or Sport Plus, that is steam, by the way. It's absolutely freezing in here today. It wants to warm up. Anyway, let's jump in the car. Let's turn the car back into comfort, actually. $14,300 dead, actually, the mileage. Now the button here, the mode button, if we press that, this is what they call the full black panel display. And this is where you can flip through the DAB channels with the roller wheel here, and then press to select. And you can see you've got FM, AM, online entertainment, which this car has. The music collection is the hard drive. And that's back to DAB. And then the button below we've got here will be for the phone. We haven't got the phone connected at the moment. And then on this side here we've got the speed limiter and the cruise control just below. So if when you press the speed limiter on, you can adjust with the roller button the speed limit that you don't want to go over. And you can see the needle going up around the speedo. We turn that off and put the cruise on. And then you use the same button to select the speed. Obviously we're not moving, so it's not going to come on, but that's how you adjust it. We've got our paddle shift either side of the steering wheel, auto lights, auto wipers, and then we have the touchscreen media. So if we press up here, the home button. Now if you press it again, the tiles get smaller, or this is what we call the tiles, and you can actually move them into a different order so you can reach them, etc. I will use the iDrive wheel, which is down here, which can you use to turn as a joystick or press to enter. So for example, if we go into the navigation and address input, there are actual shortcuts down here as well. Map, navigation, media, communication, a back button and options. When we want to put the address in, we can either use voice control, signal down here, or type. So we press down to use voice, or we can write with our finger on the drop on the top of the iPad, iDrive wheel. And then it shortcuts the other side. Now, if you want to put a space in between a word, if you just do a line from one side to the other, it creates a space for you. Top tip from the other half, that was. Okay, so if we come out of there, we can press the menu button. We've got all of our media in here, DAB, etc. Let's come out of there. The online, FM AM, online entertainment music collection. I don't think there's anything stored in here, but you can store, there's about 80 gig of hard drive to store music on. Phone, the sound system, we've got the Harman Kardon system, so you can adjust that. And the touch screen. Come out of there, go back to menu. My vehicle, this is where you can change all of the settings. You'll see over on the left here the sub menus. So when you click in here, it goes into that menu. Speed warning, vehicle tracking. Press the back button, come out of there, and then you've got the same. You change all the units. In fact, we're going to use that in a minute. So let's make sure it's in horsepower. Let's put it in pounds per foot. Oh, sorry, there we go. Come out of there. And contents of the main menu, etc. Driver profiles, you can set each key up separately. Vehicle status, now this is where you'll see the tyre pressures and also the tyre temperature as well, so you can judge when it's safe to put your foot down without slipping all over the show. If we come over to the left hand side, it's where you reset your tyre temperatures, oil level, check control to make sure there's no fault codes in there. You can see it's all clear. That's where it will tell you whether your washer screen, your washer fluid for the screen is low. Go into servicing. This car's due to go in for a brake fluid change, and it's due this month, so that's going to be done. That will all be put into the iDrive. It's done by our BMW specialist, so that will go into here. As you can see, the servicing's every 2 years or 19,000 miles on the oil service. So that's had an engine oil service at 6,397 miles, but done on time because it was coming up for the 2 years. Now if we come down this list, that's just an inspection. That we'll do with the brake fluid actually, because it's coming up in February, so we'll do that now as well. We've got 12,000 miles remaining before it needs another oil change next November, so a year away. Rear pad's got 21,000 miles, front 24,000 miles, all of which will be checked visually as well when it goes round to the BMW man. We come down here, we've got the heated seats, and believe it or not, they are an extra on the Shadow Edition. You'll see plenty out there that haven't got it. The Pro Media, the heated seats, the electric folding mirrors. Now, one of the other options on this car is, if we go into the driver modes, this car is fitted with the adaptive M Sport suspension. So when we go into the drive modes, Eco Pro and Comfort, the suspension will be relaxed, and the reason that is the valve on the shock absorber, they have a totally different shock absorber. It can transfer the fluid from one side to the other of the piston, if you like, of the shock absorber, and soften the shock or stiffen it, or stiffen the dampener or soften the dampener, and that's part of the adaptive suspension. So in Eco Pro and Comfort, as I said, it'll be nice and soft. As soon as you go into Sport or Sport Plus, then the chassis will stiffen up the dampers will stiffen up and give you a much sportier, firmer drive for better handling. Now in the sports settings, if you go into this one here, oops, sorry, you've got to use the iDrive wheel to go into here. You can change, when you go into sport, whether it changes both the power from the engine and the suspension. You can choose one or the other, or both together. So you've got that option. So you could basically have it in sport, but in a softer suspension if you wish. So if you're on a country road and you wanted a little bit more, you know, softer ride. Now in the Eco Pro mode, not a lot of people look in here for some reason. You'll see you've got efficiency 92% with everything turned on. Now coasting, this is where the car, when you come off the throttle, rather than get engine braking, it almost goes into like, well, it goes into like a neutral. So the car just rolls on and coasts, and that gives you much better fuel economy. If you turn it off, you see that 92% drop to 82%. If you drop this, take this one off as well, if you take all of them off, drops down to 60%. So when you're doing a long trip, if you want to, you can get really good fuel economy out of these. You can get 40 to the gallon quite comfortably. You will see over and you will see just under, but you could average around about 40 to the gallon depending what sort of drive you're on. Let's take a look. We've got all the books down here. There is also a handbook within the iDrive, and the beauty of that one is it has everything that is on the car, and there's even some great little animations that show you how some of the things on the car work as well. For example, the traction control.
Dynamic Stability Control, DSC, prevents the driven wheels.
We won't go through that now, but I'll just flip the lights back on so you can see what it's like when it's all lit up inside. Now just come back down here. All of the inside is lovely, clean in there, no scratches, parking sensors for the rear. Let me just, is there parking sensors on the front? I can't remember. So there are front and rear parking sensors on this car. That's because I dropped the piece of paper on the floor with all the spec on and didn't get a chance to pick it up. There we go. We've also got sliding armrest. We've got a USB in here. We've got a 12-volt socket obviously in here. And there's always one on the BMWs up underneath the glove box. Now, I'm going to show you under the bonnet, but before I do, this steering wheel, hence the low mileage, is in beautiful condition. The leather, you can always tell the difference. The feel of it, it's not shiny, it's got a nice natural feel to it. Feels really nice. Right. Just pick that paper up. So, 2 pulls on the bonnet, pull and it comes straight up. And this is our straight 6 twin powered turbo. So it's a twin scroll. So 2 ports going into the turbo to give better response, less drag. Really nice and clean, all cleaned very gently, very carefully by hand by my guys. We don't jet wash the hell out of an engine bay. They spend time, a lot of WD-40 or similar product to clean everything so it's nice and safe. And we take some of that wax that they leave under, that yellow waxy stuff, and try and clean all that off as well. It's nice to have your engine bay looking nice. And God, this glare. And all up under here is all nice and shiny. Let's try and get this in focus. As I say, it's really difficult. It's the hardest colour to video or photograph the white cars in this showroom. Fortunately, we don't have a separate area to do photography, but lovely and clean, and sounds great as well, nice and smooth. So there we have it, our 68 plate 2019 M140 Shadow Edition. A few little tweaks. We do all different finance options, lease purchase, hire purchase, etc. Extended warranties. We've got some great warranty packages. So if you have any questions, please pick up the phone. I'll be happy to answer them. Thanks for taking the time to watch the video. Bye.